Hello students, welcome to the interactive English language classroom. The four skills of learning a language are listening, speaking, reading and writing. Means LSRW of any language. Let's start with listening today. Listening is the most important part of learning a language because if you don't listen, how will you speak? And if you don't read, how will you write? So when you listen to a language, you have to be very careful. Reasons for poor listening comprehension are inability to understand a word or a sentence because there is lack of exposure to listening in English, lack of good vocabulary, lack of interest, and lack of concentration. So whenever you're doing a listening test or listening to something, you have to be careful that there are no noises around you. So before doing the listening test, there are some tips for listening test. Listen for names, places, dates, numbers, address, etc. and make notes on a sheet of paper. Number 2, while listening, write answers on the question paper. On the paper, you have to multitask. Means listen, read, and write all at the same time. Pay attention to the instructions, both listening instructions and also the instructions on the question paper. Pay attention to the instructions and underline the key words. For example, no more than 2 words and or a number means the answer will be either 1 word or 2 words. It can be 2 words or 1 word and a number, or it could be 2 numbers only. Listen to the instructions carefully before you start the test. If you miss the answer, don't worry. Keep listening or you will miss the next answers. Come back to it later. Don't leave a blank space, make a guess, and then answer. We will do the lesson Hassan's attendance problem by Sudha Murthy today. How to attempt the worksheet. We have the worksheet on the screen and you will answer. As you look at the questions on the screen, an audio will be played and you will have to answer to the questions. Listen to the audio. You will hear an audio and you will have to answer the questions as you listen. There will be 2 sections and 10 questions. Before you listen to the audio, please read the questions 1 to 5 carefully. Now listen to the audio. Section 1. For many years now, I have been teaching computer science to students studying for their masters in computer applications at a college in Bangalore. I have interacted with many students, and though it is not possible to remember all of them now, the memories of some are etched in my head. That is not because they were all brilliant, but rather because something in them was very different from the others. In my first batch, there was a very bright boy called Hassan. He was tall, handsome, with very good memory. He came from an affluent family where he was the only son. Initially, I did not come to know of his existence at all, mainly because he was hardly ever present. I normally take the first class of the day, which is scheduled at 9 a.m. or the one after that at 10 a.m. I prefer this time as this is when students are fresh and very attentive. Once in a while, Hassan would turn up, particularly if there was a class test or during examinations. I met him more often for attendance shortage meetings. He would beg for attendance in such a manner that it was very difficult for me to say no. Sometimes I would get upset and tell him, "No, I can't give you attendance. There should be discipline." This is the end of section 1. Please check your answers. Section 2. Please read questions 6 to 10 carefully. Now listen to the audio. It is a conversation between two friends, Yashveer and Pankaj, and answer the questions as you listen. Good evening, Pankaj. Where are you going? I'm going to the club, Yashveer. What do you do there? I play tennis with my friend Rajat. Do you play tennis every day, Pankaj? Yes, I play tennis from 4 to 6 in the evening every day. Okay, that's good. But I have never ever played tennis. Don't you play any game, Yashveer? Oh, I do. I play cricket and football to keep my body healthy and fit. Sometimes I also go cycling to my cousin's house, which makes about 25 kilometers for the round trip. I surely believe games are essential for good health. You're right, Pankaj. Games take care of our physical health as well as our mental health. True. It is rightly said that a healthy mind resides in a healthy body. But some people do not realize the importance of outdoor games, nor they believe in doing exercise. Well, that's the reason why they suffer from one or the other ailment. You are absolutely right. I think games should be made compulsory for the students. Yes, I agree. Games will not only keep them healthy, but make them disciplined also. Yes, games should be an integral part of our school curriculum. May I take leave now? I'm getting late for my game of tennis. Oh, sure. See you again, Pankaj. Goodbye. It was nice talking to you. Thank you. This is the end of the audio. Please check your answers. So the narrator was a computer science teacher at a college in, what was it? Bangalore. Number 2, the narrator remembered some students because they were very different from others. Question 3, there was a very bright boy called Hassan. So number 3 is bright. Hassan came from an affluent family. Affluent. Affluent. L-U-E-N-T. You can break the word to remember the spellings. So it was affluent family. Affluent means rich. The narrator normally took the first class of the day, which was scheduled at 9 a.m. So here in the audio was 2 times were mentioned. One was first period at 9 a.m. and then also sometimes it was 10 a.m. The next class was 10 a.m. We have to write normally took the first class. So you have to be, the key word here is normally took the first class of the day. This is 9 a.m. Sixth is Pankaj was going to the club. So the option is D, to the club. At what time did Pankaj play tennis? It is 4 to 6 in the evening. Which games did Yashveer play? It was cricket and football or football and cricket. So the option is B. What happens to people who do not realize the importance of games? It is they suffer from ailments. So the answer is A, they suffer from ailments. So the next is games will keep them healthy and disciplined. So the answer here is healthy and disciplined. It is true because Pankaj said these lines in the end. But here we'll also discuss what we have to write and be careful about. So in a listening test, or let's say a reading test, two things are important. First, whatever you previously know may not be the answer, but we have to answer according to what we hear, what we have listened to, not what we know from our previous knowledge. So in a listening test, you have to just focus on what is being said, what you are listening to, what the conversation is all about, what is said in the conversation, or what is said in the monologue. So we have to answer from what we hear, not from our general knowledge. So this is a listening test. And when you do the reading test, it is very similar to listening also. Because when you read the questions and the text is, let's say you have to follow just the text or just the audio and answer the questions as it is. So I hope you did well in your listening test, and we will continue to the reading test now. When we do reading, we have to look for the following strategies. We will be having two comprehension passages in our exam. One is 10 questions, the other is 6 questions. When we do the reading passage 1 or any reading passage, let's say, all tasks require these 5 skills in attempting reading passages. What are the tasks? Any types of questions, be it fill-ups, gap fills, sentence completion, or one-line answers. So all of these require the following strategies. First, we will look at the passage. It is previewing. Previewing means sarsari ji dekhna ki hunda kiya wo passage hai ki. So we can read the first or the second line and then just look through it. Second is interpreting instructions and questions. Then we will read the questions. What is demanded of us? Are there general questions, or there are fill-ups, or whatever is asked if it is multiple choice questions? And do we have to answer in one line or 2 lines? This is how you interpret the instructions on the question paper. And how you interpret questions is what is demanded of us, what the question asks for. Third is skimming. Skimming is a technique where you just look at the paragraph, read the main things, what it is about, get a general idea of what it is. You need not spend the whole time answering it. So from the first or the last lines, we can guess what it is. The city of Savannah, so it is a city, was first planned city of America. So from this one line, we get to know that it is about some city. The coastal city is separated from South Carolina by the Savannah River. So Savannah is also a river and a city. So we have just made a guess what it is. So get the general idea of what it is. So if we read, there are history buffs, museum, visit to Savannah, it is a birthplace of Juliet. So it's basically, it tells about what all is happening in Savannah. So the general idea is, the gist is that it is about a city for a tourism purpose or whatever. So we get to know about that. Then you scan for the specific answers. So what answers will you get? For that, you have to look at the questions first. So let's go to the questions and find the keywords in the questions, and then we will read the paragraph for those things. First we skim, then scan. Scan, what is scan? You look for specific keywords and those could be the answers. And then you search for it. Look left, right of that same line and you get to the answer. So let's start with the first question. It is choose the correct option. So first 6 questions here are choose from the given options. So we have to choose. The city of Savannah was established in the year. So the keyword here is year. So you have to look for the year or numbers in the paragraph. So let's go back again to the question paper, to the paragraph. So the city of Savannah was established in 1733, the only number. So quickly go back 1733, tick it. So we tick the number 1733. On an average, dash people come to visit Savannah every year. So it could be in millions. So we have to find the word million and the number. So it is second paragraph. On an average, 5 million people come to visit Savannah every year. So the second question is done. Similarly, then we go to the third question. Who was the founder of Savannah? So here, founder is a person who established the city. So we have to find a name. If there is some name given there, we quickly read the names and then we look for them. James Cooper, James Oglethorpe, William Oglethorpe, John Cooper. So here 2 people are James. So we'll quickly look if there is a James there. So there is James Oglethorpe. It's here. You can see this. It is here. So it is Oglethorpe and James. Now we go back to the question paper again and see. There are 2 James and 2 Oglethorpes. So which one is it? It's B, James Oglethorpe. So the third question is done. So next we go to the fourth question now. Goose Feathers Cafe, Clary's Cafe, the Old Pink House are some of the must visits for foods like. So which food is available in these cafes? We have to look for those. So we look for the food availability. So we go back and find what types of food is mentioned here. So the food mentioned here is, let's see it. Where is the food? We will look for the word food. So the last line is Goose Feathers Cafe, Clary's Cafe, and Old Pink House are some of the must visits for southern foods like maize waffles, grits, and collards. So we'll find this and leopard's ice cream. So we'll have to look at maize waffles, grits, and collards. Do we have that here in the options? Yes, maize waffles, grits, and collards. So we'll look at these 2, B and C. So because B and C has collards and grits. But now we'll again have to look at if we have maize waffles. So B is the answer, maize waffles, collards, and grits. So number 4 is done. So let's look at number 5 now. A monument to Savannah's African American slave population stands on the riverfront in the form of a black granite sculpture of, what is it? Family with chains round necks, family with broken chains, an army in the battlefield, a boy with broken chains around his feet. So we have to look at these now. We have to find it. So let's go back again. Where is this? It could be souvenirs, and yes, a monument. So the keyword was monument. A monument to Savannah's African American slave population stands on the riverfront in the form of a black granite sculpture of a family with broken chains around their feet. So do we have a broken chains around their feet? We'll have a look. Okay, let's see. A family with chains around their necks? No, the word was feet. A family with broken chains around their feet. So the answer is B. It was a family, not, let's go back again and see it. It was a family or a boy. So we'll go to the last lines. It was, let's see here. It was a family with broken chains around their feet. So this was, we've completed question number 6 now. So let's go to question number 7. Now we have 2 questions. Here we have to answer whether the statements are true or false. So can you say Savannah was an unplanned city? And the second is, Savannah was the most picturesque and calm city in America. Picturesque is beautiful, which can be beautiful enough to be picturized. So it is picturesque. So let's go back. Was Savannah an unplanned city? Let's see if we can see that. It's gone. Let's see if we can go to reading. Yes. Yes. Let's see. It was the first planned city of America. So what can we write? We can write that it is true or false. Question 7. Savannah was an unplanned city? No, it was a planned city. So it is false. Savannah was the most picturesque and calm city in America. We'll have a look at the questions again, at the paragraph. What was the question? It was the most picturesque city in America, and it was so calm. So here we have calm is serene, the most picturesque and serene city in America. If we look at the words, now the question here is, you have to know a lot of vocabulary. And here the synonyms come in. What is a synonym? It is a words which have same meanings with other words. Like we can say big is large, and this is a synonym. So serene, synonym is calm. So here we say that it is a calm and serene city. So the answer for the 8th question here is, we find that quickly. The answer is true, because it is already written there that Savannah was the most picturesque and serene city in America. Serene means calm. So let's go to question 9 and 10. Now, here again the question is different. Type of question is different. So for 9th question, we have to give no more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. No more than 3 words means You have to give just 3 words. So what is the other name of Savannah? And Savannah is the birthplace of which great personality? So we have to look for a person who was born in Savannah and the other name of Savannah. So again, we go back to the paragraph. Let's see, we have to go back again and again and do the question carefully. Savannah was known as, okay, we'll read it. Here we will read about the name of the city. It was called, what was it called? The hostess city. So you can write the hostess city is the answer. And who was born here? It is the birthplace of, here is, let's see this. The host city, okay? And then the birthplace is Juliet Gordon Low. So this is the birthplace of Juliet Gordon Low. So we complete the question, passage 1. So this is how you have to quickly attempt the question. And you need not even read the whole paragraph. And these are the things which get you marks when you attempt the questions. So let's do the reading passage 2 now. Again, we'll look at a few things in the paragraph and quickly read it. Jadav Mulai Peyang is an environmental activist and forestry worker from Majuli. You call it Majuli, popularly known as the Forest Man of India. So this is about some person, let's say, who is an environmentalist, activist, and forestry worker. So this paragraph is about him. So we will go to the questions now and then come back to the paragraph later. We'll look at the keywords. We know dash as the Forest Man of India. The first question we've already completed. It is Jadav Peyang. So let's say Jadav planted trees on the dash island. So we have to look for the island. Which island was it? We'll have to look for that. Then third question is, how many years of his life did Jadav Peyang spend in planting trees? So here we have to see life, Peyang, and how much did he spend in planting trees. So we have to answer that question. Which is the biggest river island in the world? We have to, biggest is the keyword here and the island. Then comes fill in the blanks with a suitable word from the passage. The suitable word from the passage here means that you have to use that word here, which is suitable here, but it is there in the passage. You have not to give a word from your own dictionary. So you have to use whatever is there in the passage to complete this fill up. Next question is, match the words in the column A with their meanings in column B. So here in A, we have been given 2 words, and in the column, there are 3 answers to those. So you have to give just 2 answers from out of these 3. So let's look at the words incredibly and island, which we have to find from the passage. Now, what we want was, one was the name of the person who is the Forest Man of India. Number 2 was the island. Number 3, on which island did he plant trees? Number 3 was how many years did he spend there? Number 4 was which was the biggest river island? Number 5, you have to use a suitable word. And 6 was the match the following. So let's see what it is. who is number 1. We have done Jadav, Molloy, Pei Yang. So this is the person's name. Then let's say he spent 30 years of his life planting trees. It's 30 years. Okay. And then which forest was it? It was the Molloy forest. And then Majoli is the biggest island in the world. So that was the one of the questions. Then we'll go to the questions again. We know Jadav Pei Yang as the forestman of India. Then he planted the trees on Majuli Island. Then third question, how many years of his life did he spend? It was 30 years. Which is the biggest river island in the world? It's Majuli Island. Then fill in the blanks with the suitable word. The Molai forest now dash an area of about 550 hectares of forest. It's already given in the paragraph. Let's see that. Here is the word. It is a sentence. You just have to complete it. So encompasses. Encompasses means usnu घेरिया होया. Forest now encompasses an area of 550 hectares of forest. So means वो forest है जड़ा उसने कितना area घेरिया होया है. कितना area घेरिया होया है? That means encompass. Encompass. So let's see the last one. Match the following. Incredibly means unbelievably. जिसका विश्वास नहीं कर सकते अपन. Then what is an island? It is a piece of land surrounded by water. So I hope you have done well. See you soon. Thank you.